Thank you for part two, Main Street to Millionaires, of ways that you can make money without having a real estate license. Part one had my Ohio agent, Kelsey Cromar, as my guest host. Now I have my West Virginia agent, Taylor Ball McIntyre. And you better say it just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Don't mess it up.
So that way we can do part two and get a realtor's perspective of the list and see what they think. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So part one essentially was more wholesaling, private lending, private connecting, those types of things. Part two is the number two thing, because we kind of did a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. So the number two thing that I think is incredibly valuable, and you don't need a license to do it, but you could absolutely make a killing being a transactional coordinator for real estate. And everybody uses them. Real estate agents use them, brokers use them, investors use them. A transactional coordinator is essentially the person that, when you get a property under contract, takes the paperwork, takes it to the title company, and deals with every problem with the title company. To where
Take the wheel.
They take
They
the wheel.
take the wheel.
They are Jesus taking the wheel.
Yeah.
And they steer everything that needs to be done. They make sure all the docs get put in, everything gets processed, all liens, everything gets released. They review any addendums and contracts and things like that that could potentially harm the deal, and make sure that they're reviewing them and knowing what happens before it gets to you. So they are saving the deal and making sure that it gets from point A to point B, and you can get to the closing table without you having to take 50 phone calls from title companies.
Yeah.
I used tons of transactional coordinators. For one solid year, I used one specifically. She was out of Florida, and I was paying her $1,200 per deal that she was doing for transactional coordinating. And she would do everything from help me draft the contract to deal with everything up till closing.
Yeah.
And she was responsible for making sure that everything was done from start to finish.
Yeah.
And she did very, very well for herself. I think when her and I stopped working with together is because she was expanding to where now she brought 3 other people on, and she was like a boss over 3 other transactional coordinators, and she actually made a business out of it instead of her doing it from her house, which I want to repeat that. She did it from her house.
Right.
She sat in her PJs all day, eating Cheerios.
Well, those people probably sat in their PJs.
Yeah. And I think the last month that I worked with her, I think she was making $30,000 a month.
That's insane.
Doing transactional coordinating for people.
Yeah. It can be a lifesaver. I mean, my busiest point in my career, I think I had 14 deals going on at once, and I was ready to pull my hair out. And I think that's when I finally, put up my white flag and said, somebody help.
Yeah.
And EXP actually had them available to us.
Okay.
It was $225 a transaction, which I feel like is not a lot at all.
No.
Worth every penny. Would I have paid more? Of course.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important when you can find somebody who's willing to learn your system.
Yep.
And it was hard with the cloud-based brokerages because it was such a specific way of doing things. We had to upload all of our documents, where these more home-based brokerages, you just have to report to the broker, or you just have to send it to the admin. So I think it would be a lot easier as a transaction coordinator if you can focus on these brick and mortars, like locally.
Yeah.
Or you could really hit the ground running if you learn a cloud-based brokerage's systems like EXP, Real, Epic, and target those people. And I mean, you're nationwide at that point.
Yeah. And especially if you're in with that brokerage, let's just say, for safety's sake, Travis Broadwater with Remax here in the Valley, he has 40 agents. If somebody knew Remax's systems and charged $300 a deal, but you have 40 agents that are bringing you deals, how many deals a month are you getting at that $300?
Right.
You know what I mean? How much money and revenue would that generate to be able to build up? And then if you're working with a specific title attorney or a title company, you know exactly what documents they need each time. So the first week's probably going to be hell.
Oh yeah.
But but after you learn how Remax does things, and
Mhm.
after you learn what the title company expects,
Mhm.
and you can bridge that gap, like you can systemize it
Yeah.
like clockwork and really
Mhm.
expand and grow and build it out. It's an incredibly powerful position to have in the industry.
I agree.
Um,
I agree.
I know, especially for me, I think my busiest month that I worked with her, I think I did 18 deals in a month
Yeah.
and 30. I closed 18 out of 30, 18 deals in 30 days in a single month. And she did all of them. And they were,
I bet she was going crazy.
I talked to her more than I talked to my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would
But
believe it.
they were creative deals. Some were subject to deals where we were getting mortgage statements and getting power of attorneys and getting all of that stuff. Some of them were
Mhm.
lease option purchases. Some of them were seller finance. Some were cash deals. Like
So she had to have
she
been really well rounded
she
to be able
knew,
to know each,
yeah,
to be able to touch on, not just touch on, but be able to be involved in each one of those creative deals.
and understand how I'm being protected each
Mhm.
time. Yeah, which is why she was getting $1,200 a
Yeah,
deal.
that
You know what I
makes
mean?
sense.
So it was invaluable to me.
Mhm.
I would have never been able to do that many deals by
No.
myself if I didn't have somebody like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she's done very well for herself and is building an entire business out of it.
Mhm.
But for anybody here in the Valley that, has, problems with childcare, has problems with um, finding a work that can cover bills and do these things, like you could be a transactional
Oh, yeah.
coordinator. There are companies that will train you.
There's
what I mean?
actually, I'm friends with the girl. She's actually in real estate school, and she's going to join Remax Broadwater with me once she gets licensed. She should be almost done, but I do know that she took some classes
Yeah.
on being a transaction coordinator. So I think that would be really cool if she could, kind of target
Yeah.
even Remax,
Um,
and offer that service to all of Remax agents.
I actually have I think I have an opening in my company for it. I paid for Jess, my wife, to there's a mentorship.
Yeah.
The same way I did the mentorship to go through real estate and learn everything that I've learned. There's a mentorship that is offered called top tier TC training. So they do everything a TC needs to know for cash deals and conventional, but they also do all the creative side too.
Okay.
And they will train you to do all of that stuff. And you have access to TCs that have been doing that
Mhm.
as reference points. Like if you're stuck on something 6 months from now, like you've never done a subject to deal
Yeah.
or whatever, a short sale and TC'd it or, whatever. They always have that ability to be able to go back and
Mhm.
talk with people that do it. And,
Yeah.
I think it's $4,000 to $5,000.
Wow.
But for my company, for me to bring somebody in, I would pay the $4,000 to $5,000 and pay somebody to go do that training.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then put them on a deal by deal basis. Like if you're in house and you're only doing my deals, $500 a deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm doing 8 to 12 deals a month.
Right.
So
You can make a living.
yeah, you're gonna make $4,000 to
Especially if it's a
$6,000,
stay-at-home mom.
and you're staying
know.
at home most of the. There may be some office hours to come in and go over like deal flow and make
Right.
sure that everything's right, but most of it can be done remotely.
Yeah, it's not a 9 to 5.
Not a 9 to 5 at all. You know what I mean? So I really think that a lot of people in the Valley don't really know transactional coordinating. They don't even know that that's even a job.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not a realtor in a bigger firm that would have that available to you, you know what I mean? Some
Yeah.
of these smaller brokerages are like still struggling and trying to figure it
Figure
out.
it out. Yeah.
Right? But this could absolutely be a golden ticket to make revenue without having to have a license.
Yeah.
But you're still working in the industry with people that are
Mhm.
licensed that need that, and you're filling that need. So
Well, and I feel like you could, yeah, you could be busier than a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not just one. Yes, I'm one person, and I can do so many deals, but if I can target you and you and you and you, I just feel like the ability to earn extra income is there more so sometimes than real estate.
100%.
Because I may be slow, but so and so may not be.
She's actually to the point now. She's actually bringing deals to investors. So she's worked with investors that actually she knows what they buy.
Mm-hmm.
She's hooked me up with 2 different private lenders. Like somebody just sold a big house and I'm like, man, I just made $150,000 on this house. I don't know what I do with it. Well,
Right.
perfect. I have this investor that, can be a private lender for, like you could be a lender for and go through. And she got a finder's fee for that. You know what I
Nice.
mean? Because they're on the inside track of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once you're good at it and once you're dependable, like you could be finding lenders, you could be finding deals for people, getting referrals and different things, which lead us to the next thing that you can do to make money.
Yeah.
And it all is circled around because you're a part of that sphere. You're in that orbit of
I feel like those connections is
yeah,
it's only going to keep growing.
100%.
Therefore, your business will keep growing
Yeah,
for sure.
it increases your network, and your network is your net worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's incredibly powerful. It's why it's so high on the list. I may do a seminar on it. Depends. I have the sexiest engineer in the valley, and we're planning out our 2025 seminar schedule right now. So we may do a TC seminar. The number one thing, drum roll,
There it is.
that I think people could do without a license, without training, without really going through any formal schooling is being a bird dog.
The
And
most simple of them all.
the easiest of them all, but it could be the most lucrative of them all if you really knew what you were doing. So a bird dog, for those of you who don't know, is say you are a mailman and you are delivering your route just like you do every single day. But there is a house on your route that the mail has not been picked up in 3 weeks and the grass is tall and nobody ever seems to be home when you're delivering mail or it doesn't look like whatever. You can refer that property to somebody like me and just say, hey, 123 Main Street looks like it's been abandoned, it's in distress, it has an issue. You should definitely look into that. If you give me that address, I can look up through public record who's the owner and contact them. If I can make a deal to where I can purchase that house because those people are in distress, I give you a bonus for me buying that house. And I believe our bird dog bonuses are between $1,000 to $2,000 per deal for just referring me to an address. That's
Right.
all you got to do. And it's typically houses that you're going to see every day. You drive by them, pizza delivery guys,
Yeah.
mailmen, Uber drivers. Like these are different things that you see it every single day. You
Yeah.
just don't know what you're looking for,
Right.
right? So when you're doing those things, this could be something that you're just looking right now. It's beginning of October. Christmas is like right around the corner,
Yeah.
right? 2 houses
Cha-ching.
pays for Christmas. You know what I mean? You want to take a vacation next spring. Guess what?
Cha-ching.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's nothing that you ever have to do. Your name's not attached to the deal.
No.
You're not tied into it, but it's as simple as being able to do that. I have a friend of mine in Fort Lauderdale, and his entire purchasing is 100% from bird dogs. He doesn't get any other marketing. He doesn't look on Zillow. He doesn't look anywhere else. He has trained 4 or 5 people. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I want these types of houses. If you get me just an address, I'll give you $1,000. If you actually get me in touch with the seller, like you meet them, you talk to them, you tell
You
them
know
who
they
I
wanna
am.
move forward.
If you build the rapport between me and the seller to where it's easier for me to get into the house, I'll pay you $2,000 every deal. And he buys 15 deals a month because of 4 people. He throws out $15,000 a month
Yeah,
in
but think about
bird
what
dog
he's
fees.
making. I mean, it's worth it in the long
Yeah.
run. If you think about your profit after repair or,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Well, you look at somebody like me that has an established business and what we spend in marketing. You know what I mean? Just in marketing for our acquisitions team, I think I spend almost $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
Right? So if I don't have to spend that and I have somebody that's bringing me a property, I will happily give you $1,000.
Now, are mailers included in what you were just talking about?
In the 30,000, yes, that's
Okay.
part of my $30,000 budget. The mailers, the internet feeds, the essentially the website leads and everything where people can go in and draw that. Like I have to pay so much for the domain and all of that stuff. So when you group all that together, I probably earn over $30,000 a month now in order to get the lead flow and everything that we get. Now,
Imagine if you could just do away with that.
if I didn't have $30,000 a month and I was only paying per deal coming in, so I know I'm making money on every single deal that I'm bringing my way, that I'm spending money for, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Right.
because I'm paying you $1,000, but I may be able to flip that house and
And
make
make 20,
20.
30 minimum.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
may keep it as a long-term rental and make,
Bigger
$500
profits
a month,
over.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? In net profit. Like it is so worth it to me to have that. Um, that I would love to be able to build out a team of bird dogs in this area that are going and finding properties and bringing me deals to where I could just pay every single time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. I love that.
We are not follow back to the most attractive engineer in the valley. He and I are going to be putting a seminar on
Yeah.
in less than a month. We have some big goals that we're hitting for the month of October.
Yeah,
So
you do.
I have a lot of travel, and then we are putting on the largest charity event in the Ohio Valley's history.
Can't wait.
And it's going to be insanity. So we are putting all of that on. So I would say the seminar is coming in November because we got a lot for October.
Too much on your plate.
We got a lot for October.
Big dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Little time.
But listen, it's worth every second of it.
Yep.
But in November, we will be scheduling a bird dog seminar.
Yeah.
And we have an event space that we can invite people in. And I'm going to sit everybody down and that wants to come. And then we also have a virtual seminar that people can join online. If you can't make it in, you can log on completely free to everybody.
Good.
I think we can. I think we can do up to 10,000 people online plus anybody that shows up.
Wow.
Like that's how big of space.
And with you wanting to grow your business to West Virginia, PA, wherever with that virtual capability,
Oh, yeah.
you could really target a lot more bird doggers.
That's the goal, right? That's the reason why we spend the money we do for those for that technology.
Yeah.
So we'll have links, we'll have signups in November. It'll be probably through our Facebook page, RIG Studios, Main Street to Millionaires. Web podcast is on there. We'll have QR codes that you can sign up for the webinar and have it scheduled, and we'll advertise and build this out. But if you want to be able to make money passively, like not have commitments, not have to go and do a whole bunch of
No
things,
liability, no
None.
strings attached.
nothing,
Yeah.
right? You are presenting properties that we can step into, and I'll do the same deal. If you just give me an address, it'll be $1,000.
Yeah.
If you connect my people with sellers and we can build that rapport to where we can move forward and get deals, I'll do $2,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? So 4 deals in 1 month. If you did 1 deal a week
Right.
that you connected me with a seller, you'd make $8,000 a month.
I was telling my husband about it because he let's say works for a utility service
Yeah.
In the area who turns people's utilities off and
That's incredibly
is always on
powerful.
the back roads, and he has called me several times and sent me pictures of mailboxes, and I actually have a listing appointment tomorrow morning
Yeah.
from somebody's house who he was tearing up their driveway, putting the service in, and I go tomorrow to list probably a $300,000-$400,000 house. But this also goes for, like I said, houses that are getting their utilities turned off,
Yeah.
and sees that the house is in disrepair, and
There are so many people that bought houses from other states that people moved out and just left it and they don't know what the condition of the house is. But yeah, so I think it's going to be an incredibly powerful tool. And because I don't just do one single thing in real estate, like we have rentals, we have flips, we have wholesales, we have 4 or 5 different ways that we can move these properties and we're going to make money on it. The more I get, the more opportunities you are to make money off of it.
Sure.
Because if I was just a flipper and you were bringing me properties, well, I've got 3 crews that are flipping for me. Once those crews are working on it, like I'm not looking at buying a whole lot more flip properties,
Right.
But I have rental properties. I can wholesale properties because I know other investors that want to buy properties. So
Right.
if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for them, and we just tie that fee into everything that we have going on. You know what I mean? If it's in good enough condition to where we can just straight list it, I have 2 really good agents that as soon as I get it, I'll buy it, roll it over,
Yeah.
and put it right back on the market. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's no ends to what a bird dog could bring us that would limit them to being able to get paid every single month.
Right.
And then I think in this area, for the amount of money that you could make off of it, if you did 1 deal a month and connected me with a seller, that's $8,000 a month. That's $96,000 a year. Show me anybody doing one thing a week.
Right.
One thing a week is all
Right.
you're doing, right? Now, granted, it may
And
take you.
they're not even going out and doing it. I mean, they could just be like driving to the store, going to their relative's house, and they see this, house or run into this person or
Yeah, my cousin Steve is sitting, getting ready to sell his house, and he
Yeah.
inherited it and didn't want it anymore.
right.
Perfect. Connect me with Steve.
Yeah,
Guess
like
what?
you're not doing any like real hard work.
No,
But
you
it's
connect
the
me with
easiest way to
Steve.
make money.
Congratulations, you just made $2,000.
Cha-ching.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a huge
Mm-hmm.
huge asset for the company. I think it's going to be a huge asset for the people in the valley.
I agree.
That they can get in and do little to nothing and make good money doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I'm excited.
yeah, big thanks.
I think it'll be good.
But yeah, that's the top 5 list.
Love it.
It's part 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little shout out that maybe we can edit out or maybe not, depend. But little birdie told me that you are the new 1/3 of the stars of Hot Tea No Sugar,
I guess so.
the hottest podcast in the valley.
There it is. Yep. It's pretty crazy. We're excited.
It is pretty crazy. Huge
Definitely
congratulations. I'm super jelly because the first week of Hot Tea No Sugar got way more views than anything I've ever done. So I'm a little bit jelly about that.
It's only going to
But
get bigger.
That's I know that's
Duh.
that's why that's that's it strives me to do it, but just that podcast and everything that's going through it. I know Kelsey is just a rock star,
She's bomb.
and you and Sam and her together and everything that you guys are going to do for that. I'm more excited now
Yeah.
about the potentials and where it could go and
We're
the
going to
different
raise the roof.
yeah, the different layers and the different levels it's going to be.
Yeah,
Like it's going
for
to be
sure.
insane. So
Super excited.
make sure everybody is likes and subscribes. But outside of that, that was the part 2 that we needed to get done. Main Street
Yeah.
to Millionaires.
I think they needed to hear it.
I'm glad they did. I appreciate your time and your perspective on this stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Outside of that,
Let's get to bird dogging.
let's get to bird dog.